Talking with people with music in their genes, their blood, and in their soul. You are watching Musical Interlude. Hi, welcome to Musical Interlude. It's time for another episode. I am your host, Casey Bell, and today's guest is Larry J. Let's get into it. So your first question, did you grow up with music? Is it something you always wanted to do? When did you first realize music was something you wanted to pursue?
Back in high school, I started playing with my friends in bands, and this is a while back. And we would do parties, and then I started doing resorts. But I was doing mostly cover back then, not so much original. I wasn't a songwriter back then. That came later. But I always loved playing guitar, so I guess I'm a lifer.
What encouraged you to pursue this? Because there's so many people out there who want to pursue their dreams, but fear stops them or doubt. So what was it that encouraged you and inspired you to pursue this?
This love of music. I love music. I mean, there's times I have fear, but my love overcomes that. So, and sometimes it's like a therapy too. It just makes you feel better. And there's times when I'm so in the flow and playing a lead, I just watch my fingers go and I'm just amazed.
Okay, so can you kind of tell us the steps you took to get into the business? Because there really is no book or school that teaches you how to actually record a record and how to, get into the business. So what steps did you take, and how did you kind of know what to do and what you were doing?
Well, I didn't always know what to do, but like I said, I would be playing with friends and bands. And then after high school, we went our separate ways. I started doing solos. I play upstate New York. I would do clubs, just doing cover songs as a singer-songwriter. And I did that for a few years. And then I came out to California in the 70s, and I met another singer. We started writing, and we had some people interested in us for deals, but it didn't go anywhere. So at that point, I kind of took a little break because nothing was happening, and I was getting tired of being a starving artist. So I kind of and I was also getting way too high. So I got sober, went back to school. I was still playing my guitar a little bit. And then after about 15, 20 years, I had a family. I figured, I got to get back into songwriting. And so I started to get really, really serious. I'd go to Nashville, take classes. I'd join groups out here. And I got really serious on my songwriting. And then I'd work with other people with my songwriting. And it's really coming a long way. What song have you heard of mine?
That was the next question to talk about. Wow. What
Okay.
inspired you to produce that song?
Okay, wow. Okay, because the last guy I spoke to, he was on my last song, "Drunk on Dreams." Yeah, wow was I had this thought, wow, what can I do with wow? And I figured, excuse me, I'm coughing a little bit from the surgery. Uh, wow, I figured I'll make it into a love song. And then my next thought was, does she make me go wow, or I make her go wow? And I went back and forth, and I decided, she makes my heart go wow. She's such a great lady and such a great love. She takes me to a place that makes my heart go wow. And I worked on this song for like probably 3 or 4 months. And I ran it by people and upgraded the lyrics. And everybody loved the melody and the chorus. I got lucky on that. I had a good chorus melody. I was kind of inspired by an Eric Church song. He's a country songwriter. And then I obviously made a lot of changes, and I put a little Springsteen in it. Well, I have a whole head full of melodies, and you know, I just play with them until I get an original melody. So that's basically how WoW came about. Then I played with production a lot, and I hired a really good country singer. I'm more of a folky type of singer, and because I'm pushing it to the country market. And that's the
So
story of WoW.
speaking of that, you collaborated with Kaylin Gardner, who was a contestant on The Voice. How did you
I,
find him? How did that happen?
I didn't really collaborate with him. I hired him to sing on the
Okay.
song. Uh, and he advertises his services to be a singer. And so it was a work for hire. I thought he was the right voice for this song because he's kind of modern sounding in the country. He does a lot of stuff with his voice as opposed to the old sound of a Willie Nelson. So I was happy. I was really happy with his voice. And then after he sent it to me, I played with it a little bit. I can change people's melodies a little bit on my computer, and I actually have a later version than the one you have, but it's pretty close.
Okay. And I have the last question. So you do a lot of volunteering for the Addiction Recovery Center as well as the VA hospitals. What was how did that idea come to you to do that?
Okay, like I said, I've been sober a long time, and at some meetings, I can't say which, I heard people. I heard people talk about going down to the VA, and I decided, I'd go down too, and we were doing that for like 3 or 4 years. Once we go down, I think every other week, me and another guy, and every once in a while, I'd bring my guitar, and I'd have some of the old vets sing "Amazing Grace" with me, and it was a lot of fun. But obviously, the virus has changed this whole thing. Hopefully, we'll get back to it.
It sounds great. Great idea. So how did they receive you? When you were volunteering, how did they receive you?
Oh, they love to talk. They don't get that many visitors. They just, some of them have family around here. They get some visitors, but a lot of them don't have any family around here. So, and then you get the people. Sometimes I try to avoid politics, but sometimes you get into the politics. You got the Trump guys and the Biden guys, and then so sometimes we get a little testy, but then we try to keep it calm.
And you're in California right now, right?
Yeah, there's a big VA in Westwood. I'm in the Los Angeles area. Westwood's just part of LA. Very, very big VA center.
The way that my girl looks at me when all the lights are low tells me that we're going to the land of rock and roll. I like how we get there by staying in my room. Sometimes we don't get to sleep till the sun shuts down the moon. Yeah, I got a lover that drives me crazy. With every little kiss she kills me, saves me. I never knew love was so good, but I do now.
That is all the time we have today for this episode of Musical Interlude. I'd like to thank our guest Larry J for his time and sharing his journey with us. And I'd like to thank you, the audience, for taking the time to view this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day.